Hello guys, welcome back today. I want to talk about David Quinn and him signing with the New York Rangers as their new head coach. Now he's been in the rumors for New York for a while. They were pursuing guys like Jim Montgomery, who of course signed with New York, and they've been in the rumors around him for a little while. It was reported that he'd be the new head coach for him, but it wasn't officially confirmed by the New York Rangers until today. And he'll be the 35th coach in New York Rangers history. Of course, 34 was Alain Vigneault, who was fired this season after a disappointing run with the New York Rangers after pegged to be a playoff team this season. They're definitely taking an interesting step. Another coach that is signed from the NCAA, another coach that has been out of college and going to an NHL team. Same with Jim Montgomery. We're seeing more of these guys that are coming out of pretty much nowhere compared to the NHL. We've seen a lot more guys come in and get jobs rather than guys that have been established in the NHL for a long, long time. I really like seeing that coaches just coming out from the NCAA, guys coming from the AHL, guys from places that you wouldn't normally see, and instead of guys that have been around, veteran coaches that sometimes are just out of steam, we see guys that have the youthful side of them that are innovating a lot about hockey coming into the NHL, and I really do like that mindset of teams, getting out of the box here and getting some more youthful side coaches going and having some more innovation when it comes to their strategies and team style. Now, going back to David Quinn, he started his playing career with the NCAA with Boston University, played about 3 years there, then got an AHL contract with the New York Rangers, played for their AHL farm team, had about 19 games played. He had no points in those games, so wasn't a great little stint there, but he at least played a few AHL games. Then next season, he played in the IHL, had a decent little one-year career there, but ended up retiring after that season. Then he becomes a coach pretty much right after that, and it's been a long road for him. He's gone to a lot of different teams. First, he started off as an assistant for Northeastern University. He had a few seasons there and was an assistant there. Then he left to be the development coach for USA Hockey and had a decent stint there and played a big role there too. And then went to Boston University, the team that he played for as a hockey player, and was the assistant coach there, helped the team win the national title in 2009, and then was signed to an AHL deal by Lake Erie Monsters in the AHL, and at that time, it was the Colorado Avalanche AHL affiliate, and he was the assistant coach there for a little while. So he was there until 2012, when in 2013, he was promoted to an assistant coach for the Colorado Avalanche, and in that year, he then went back to Boston University to become the head coach back down there, and had a good, decent run there. Not the best, as he was a lot, but at least the team was a little bit better while he was assistant. But for the head coach, he went back down from the Colorado Avalanche. He went from the AHL to the Colorado Avalanche to back down to at least the head coach of the Boston University. And he's been the head coach with Boston University for about 5 years, so he's had a long, long stint with them, and of course now officially confirmed as the New York Rangers' next head coach, as they're signing a pretty innovative guy here, a guy that's been all over the place really. He's had some NHL jobs, or I guess job, and he's been really all over the leagues. He's been all over the place. But as I said before, he's had experience in everywhere. He's had experience in the NCAA, he's had experience in the AHL, he's had the experience in the NHL just for a little bit, and he's pretty much been everywhere. So he's going to bring a lot of expertise from the years that he's coached. He's been coaching through all these minor leagues for a long, long time, and of course now he's going to put all that into his job with the New York Rangers as their head coach. Now, it is risky putting him in the head coach position after he's been at least settled in with Boston University for 5 years. It's a little bit of a risky move, and it can work out for them. It might be that way, but I do think that he is going to have a decent little stint here with the New York Rangers. However long it lasts, I think he will do well there. It's just that it is a risky move for New York to make. I mean, the jump between the NCAA and the NHL head coaching job is a long time, but again, he's had that assistant coaching job in the NHL, just never that head coach promotion, and that's going to be a big thing for him to, I guess, get used to. But he has been at least in the NHL with the assistant job before, so it is a little bit more experience than some other guys. But you might be sacrificing experience for a little bit of success, as let's compare him to a Jim Montgomery, who hasn't had an NHL job in his career. He's had a lot more success in the minor leagues, in the NCAA, and wherever he's coached. Even if he hasn't been in the NHL quite yet, when he's been in the NCAA, he's had lots of success. With David Quinn, he's been been on some okay teams, but he's never had quite the success. He has some experience with the AHL and NHL, but sometimes you might have to sacrifice that experience for a little bit of success back down in the minor leagues. But I'm saying he might not be the long-term guy for New York. I mean, they're in this transitional stage where they're trying to retool. They're trying to get back into the playoffs and trying to get back into contention after they were trading all those guys that trade down the line and obviously making moves. So it might not be that they're going for best guy available. It might just be that they're working towards a better future and they're working towards a transitional phase. I mean, David Quinn could be the perfect guy for that, as he's been on a lot of different coaching jobs. And of course, he's worked with a lot of young guys throughout his career, both in the NCAA, throughout the AHL, and of course throughout the NHL. And when he was with the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche at that time were pretty young, so it might just be that kind of move where it's not really what they're looking towards for the future. They're looking for a guy that could help them through this transitional phase for the next step above. I do think that makes a lot of sense. I don't think that he'll be that long-term guy. He might be, but we'll have to wait and see how he performs. But I do think that at the very least, he'll help a lot of these guys that are coming in to the NHL that, don't have quite that experience. All these usual guys, I do think he's going to be great with them. A guy that, Lavino just couldn't become. David Quinn could be that guy that will really help that future grow and will really help the team go into that next phase of the cycle and that next phase of playoff contention. So I would not be surprised if he doesn't stay for too long. It is a transitional phase. I mean, if he does perform well, and he does play well for the New York Rangers, he could be a long-term guy. But I'm thinking that this is kind of a short-term option for a 2 or 3 year stint where they're trying to get back into the playoffs slowly but surely, rebuilding and retooling to the next future on where they're a lot more competitive. And for that, I do think the Rangers are really smart because they're in that position. I mean, they have a lot of key pieces, but they have a lot of key young pieces that can grow and become great in the future. And the New York Rangers are in that spot where this could be the perfect signing for them just because of where they are. They're not a playoff team. They're not in the dumpster, but David Quinn could be a guy that will help them throughout that transitioning phase, throughout that retooling phase. And that's a big thing onto why I think New York signed this. David Quinn might not be the best coach available, but I think that he's going to be one of the best at putting New York towards a better future and a future that they desperately need. With going all these young pieces, I do think that is the right sign for New York, and I really do like this move going forward for them. And all in all, I think David Quinn will work very well for him. I think that his style, I don't know too much about it. I haven't seen too much of Boston University for like a couple of years, but I do know that the type of guy, the type of experience that he has, the type of repertoire, and the type of resume that he has, I do think that it would fit New York really well, and I think it will work very well. And I think that New York, it might not work in the first couple of years, but you'll start to see the effect of his presence throughout the next few years, even if he isn't even coaching the New York Rangers anymore. So that is going up for the guys. Guys, enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tell me down below what you thought of this signing. What do you think of David Quinn going in the future for the New York Rangers? And what do you think their team going in the future will be like? And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.